Recording in progress.
Good afternoon. It is now 4 p.m. and I'd like to call the Community Impacts Grants Committee meeting to order. It is April 9th, 2024, 4 p.m. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Pugh,
Here.
Livingston,
Here.
Barron,
Here.
Mackey,
Here.
English.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes from our March 22nd, 2024 meeting.
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Here.
Barron,
Yes. Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Next is the adoption of the agenda. Do we have any additions or deletions from staff?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes this time.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. We are now at item 4 on our agenda, which is item for discussion and action. Before we move into 4A, just to remind everyone, at our previous meeting, we did take action on our community partners applications that we received. And that will be taken to full council tonight. And so this meeting, committee meeting today, is to focus on 4A, the fiscal year 25 grant application requests. So these are the remaining applications that we received where folks submitted for up to a $50,000 grant. And so as you can see in our packet from pages 8 through 36, staff has provided information in many different ways. So you have it listed by score, you have it listed countywide, you have it broken down by district specific, you have it broken by impact areas, so food insecurity, health and safety, education, veteran. So it's broken down in many different ways for us to review, but also to make sure that we are covering impact areas throughout our county as we look to fund these grants for fiscal year 25. So at this time, I'd like to first open up the staff. Is there any other overarching messaging you would like to speak on before we move forward?
No, Madam Chair, but I would point out that if, for clarity or conciseness, pages 10 and 11 are actually the total of the competitive grants in your packet. Those grants there are actually 69 of them. 13 are deemed ineligible. They actually total $2,924,510. There is a difference you will notice between the amount that is requested and the amount that's eligible. Even in some of those that are eligible, some costs, if you recall, operating costs were deemed to be ineligible, so you will actually see an eligible amount that the consultant has provided for you in the second column there. The eligible cost, the eligible amounts are $2,086,667. The available funding for this category of grants is $658,800.
Thank you so much. And as we would go through this process, ACA Thomas will also be helping us keep track of those calculations. Any other comments or questions from committee members before we begin the review of current applications? Councilwoman Barron, you're recognized.
Thank you. Just for, I guess, for clarity, as well as for anyone who's listening, when we start this process, we are merely making motions, not necessarily based on scoring, but making motion as, you know, at the request of the council or the committee members.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct, and thank you for pointing that out as well. You know, that is one of the things that this council talked about as a whole, which is why staff provided even the breakdown of districts to make sure that folks can see that, and then also the areas as well. So you're right, it is not strictly by score, but it is to make sure that we are making sure we hit all impact areas across our county in many different ways. So thank you for pointing that out. Any further discussion? All right, well, I will entertain any motions at this time. And I'd like to make a motion to fund healthy learners and communities in schools at the full amount requested, excuse me.
Chair Mackey, may I be recognized?
Yes,
Can you please list the amount too so that it can be
Oh,
on
yes.
the records?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to fund healthy learners at $50,000 and communities in schools of South Carolina at $50,000.
Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes,
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
thank you.
With clarification.
Yes, sir.
I would ask, what the amount someone received last year, is it somewhere I could just look at it quickly?
No, sir, it would, however, be on a spreadsheet that was left on each of your desks
That would be on,
on your blue schedule. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, I'd like to make another motion to fund Serve and Connect at $50,000 and the Keonica Foundation Youth and Teens Ministry at $50,000. A motion and a second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes,
English.
Yes to serve and connect, abstain from Koinonia Foundation. It's a part of my church, one of the organizations. Oh, I'm not there.
So, Madam Chair, I will ask then if we can break down the motion and make it separate so that Ms. English can abstain herself from the second vote.
thank you. So now I would separate my motion, make a motion to fund Serve and Connect at $50,000.
Second?
Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. I thought it was the second one.
No. Okay. Make a motion to fund Concordia Foundation Youth and Teens Ministry at $50,000. All
Second?
right. Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes,
English.
Abstain.
Motion approved.
thank you. Mr. Pugh, you recognized.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to make a motion to fund SC Uplift Community Outreach at $50,000.
Second?
But a motion and a second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I'd like to make a motion to fund Goodwill at 50,000. I just lost my place, I apologize. Goodwill's Industry of the Upstate Midlands at 50,000 and Harvest Hope Food Bank at 50,000.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
At this moment, ACA Thomas, can you give a total? Thank you.
We have, you have requested funding for $350,000. That leaves $308,800 available.
Thank you. Yes, you're recognized.
All right, I would also like to make a motion to fund Range for Hope Foundation at $50,000.
Second?
Motion and second. Discussion. Hold on. Where's that one at?
It is right.
I apologize. I'm trying to find it on my green sheet. You're on this one.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
that is
you're
one of the,
recognized. Thank you.
that is one of the 13 groups that are listed ineligible.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought,
yeah.
that's why I couldn't. Okay, so we are in discussion. Any further discussion? What do you need to, you have to say it, I can't do
Madam
that.
Clerk, Madam Chair,
Yes, sir, you
I'd
recognize.
like to withdraw my motion for Range of Hope.
Thank you. Motion withdrawn. I'd like to make a motion for, let's see, the Greater Waverly Foundation at $10,000 and the Latino Communications CDC at $50,000.
Second.
The motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize, Mr. Pugh.
I would like to I would like to make a motion to fund Reconciliation Ministries, SC, at $43,800.
Second?
A motion and a second. We're now in discussion. Okay, I found that one. It's on. All right, Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize, Ms. English.
I'd like to make a motion to fund Olympia Granby Historical Foundation at $10,000.
Second. Motion and second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
You recognize, Mr. Livingston?
Have we voted on,
No, sir. No one's made a motion for Sister Care.
I make a motion to assist care for the amount requested, 26,000?
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair.
You recognize Ms. Barron.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to fund the Greenview swim team at 10,000.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, give me 1 minute. ACA Thomas, can you give us a total? Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. You've made motions to fund $499,800. That leaves $159,000.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I'd like to make a motion to fund the Mary L. Jacobs Life Center in the amount of 15,000.
Second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Ms. English.
I'd like to make a motion to fund the therapy place at $15,000.
Second. Any discussion?
I'm looking at one list and I'm like, let me look at the other.
Madam Clerk, please call the vote.
Pugh?
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to fund Austin Wilkes Society at 25,000.
Second.
The motion is second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Yes, you recognize Mr. Livingston.
Madam Chair, I'd like to fund the Austin Wilkes Society at $25,000.
Just,
Airport Tourism,
I said I just made it.
Airport Tourism, that's what I'm looking at 25.
Second. There any discussion? I'm trying to find Ellsworth on my list.
It's on the 4,000.
Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
ACA Thomas, can you provide a total, please?
Yes, ma'am. We've motions to fund $579,800. That leaves a remaining balance of $79,000.
Question.
You recognize Ms. English?
Have we motion for Harvest Hope?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Healthy Learners, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. It's missing.
All right, I'd like to make a motion for, oh, wait, I lost them. At the YMCA, y'all, and now I can't find them.
bottom of page 10.
Thank you. It's like, where did it go? Oh, here it is, yes. A motion for YMCA at 25,000.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I'd like to make a motion to fund this, the cooperative ministries at 20,000.
Second.
Motion and a second. Tell me where they are.
Middle, close to the bottom of page 10, probably about 10 up from the bottom.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I'd like to fund the Career Development Center at St. John at 25,000.
A motion, second, any discussion?
Ms. Barron, I'm sorry. Ms. Barron, can you confirm that amount, please?
20,
20,000? Thank you.
20? Other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
ACA Thomas? A total, please.
Yes, ma'am. The motions to fund are $644,800. That leaves $14,000.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I'd like to make a motion to fund the South Carolina Philharmonic for 14,000.
Second? Any discussion? Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to find them again. Hold on. All right, Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston, Barron,
Yes,
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.
ACA Thomas? Total, please.
That's $658,800. If you would like, I would be happy to sort it and go through each of the awards.
I'm sorry. What was the total?
$658,800, which is the total available.
We literally got right there to it?
Yes, ma'am.
You must have been calculating that. Okay. All right, thank you. Sure, you feel free to go through them. Yep.
Going in descending amount, Communities and Schools of South Carolina, $50,000. Goodwill Industries of the Upstate Midlands, South Carolina Incorporated, $50,000. Harvest Hope Food Bank, $50,000. Help the Learners, $50,000. Coronel Foundation, $50,000. Latino Communications CDC, $50,000. SC Uplift, $50,000. Serve and Connect, $50,000. Reconciliation Ministries, $43,800. Sister Care, $26,000. Alston Wilkes Society, $25,000. Epworth Children's Home, $25,000. YMCA of Columbia, $25,000. The Career Development Center at St. John, $20,000. The Cooperative Ministry, $20,000. Mary L. Jacobs Life Center, $15,000. The Therapy Place, $15,000. South Carolina Philharmonic, $14,000. Greater Waverly Foundation, $10,000. Greenview Swim Team, $10,000. Olympia Granby Historical Foundation, $10,000.
Thank you. Any discussion or questions regarding that list? That list will go before full council at our next meeting on April 16th for a final approval. Item 4B is next steps. So at this point, we have concluded our fiscal year 25 grant application review process for community partners and the general request that we received. And would like to say, for this body, thank you for your work. I feel like every year, this is on our second year, but every year we get better and better with refining this process and staying on a timeline. And thank you to staff for organizing as well and being able to work with our nonprofits as they complete these applications. I know along the way, there were comments made about ways that we can continue to improve the application for our next cycle. And so the next meeting that plan to schedule will be to address any updates to our application moving into fiscal year 26. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I would ask committee members to please think about if you have suggestions, whether it relates to application, the questions, or even the impact areas, to please think about those and let me know. And we'll look to schedule our next meeting to address that so that we can proactively update the application and be prepared to release it in time for next year. We will also have another meeting once our next round of quarterly reports come in, just so folks can continue to see the impact that these nonprofits that do have the money, what they're doing in the community, and we can continue to receive that information and update. All right. Item number 5.
So move, Madam Chair.
Second?
The motion is second for adjournment. Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Barron,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion approved.